Hello, everyone. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. So hopefully we'll start in a few minutes. Hi, everyone. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. We should be on the way in a few minutes. Right, I think I'm gonna kick off. Thanks everyone for joining. This is the second webinar about campaign. Last week, Sarah and I presented around GQ's strategic priorities and our campaign framework for the year ahead. So this is webinar 2. I'll go into a little bit more detail of what our summer and our spring summer campaign looks like, and provide a little bit more detail on media and opportunities. We will have yet another webinar next week when we'll present all the creative assets, including the Home of Adventure video, all the supporting videos, out of home, etc., in preparation for going live with campaign on the 19th of October. So let's get into it. So with our spring summer campaign, we knew that we were going to be facing a pretty competitive market, and understanding that potentially Kiwis are not necessarily thinking about Queenstown as a summer destination. In winter, we did have quite a good advantage, being really well known as a winter destination. But in summer, people might decide to go to the beach or to the family beach, etc. So we're really aware that we need to really inspire visitors, cut through that clutter, and drive immediate demand. And the other really important thing was come up with a campaign framework that would be quite relevant and compelling, and also timely, but that could be flexible and not time bound, so that if alert levels changed, or if we needed extra support, we could quite easily deploy the campaign and ramp up media spend to support the businesses in town. So a little bit of the background when we were developing this strategic approach. The domestic market is only a fraction of what used to be our available audience, but the positive thing is that it is a captive audience. So there's quite a bit of credit in market, and the domestic market can't really travel overseas quite that freely yet. So we can try and leverage that. The market's very competitive. There's all of the other RTOs have additional funding like us. Everybody's fighting for the exact same travelers. So that creates a bit of a challenge. And I think the other really important thing for us to consider in that whole scenario was that our businesses in town really needed some really tangible support. So we are being quite commercially focused on this campaign. So it's very, very full funnel. We're trying to position Queenstown, but we're also trying to deliver business straight to the door of our operators. So the approach was to position Queenstown as a destination of choice this season, provide multiple reasons for Kiwis to visit. So if someone came in winter, we want them to come back in spring, we want them to come back in summer, we want them to come back in autumn. So that's really important when we have such a small available audience. And then we obviously needed to ensure that we were very, very relevant so that we could be competitive in market. And have a framework that is very easily deployable. The last point was actually being very, very integrated with our campaign approach. So having all of the departments at Destination Queenstown working in sync so that we can ensure that the message in market is very unified and that consumers are seeing the same message across different touch points, so that can provide maximum efficiency for what we're doing. So the campaign framework in spring, summer, we have chosen 6 hero adventures, as we're calling them. So we're going to market with the launch of our Home of Adventure brand proposition, which is quite a high level video that kind of explains what makes Queenstown unique and showcases a variety of activities. It's all about the fact that this is the home of adventure, and that here people, no matter what you're interested in, you're going to find something that will transform you. You're going to find a new experience. You're going to discover something exciting that will transform you. That's not just adrenaline. That might be golfing with a stunning alpine backdrop. It might be going to a great walk. It might be trying mountain biking for the first time. It could be trying a different wine. Or trying new foods. All of those are different adventures that we offer here. So in spring we chose 6. In spring summer we chose 6 adventures that we thought were really compelling and that had enough Kiwis interested in them. So provided a really good commercial opportunity for us to try this year. Mountain biking being one, and that's quite linked to the Queenstown Bike Park, which is serviced via Skyline Gondola, Coronet Peak, Cardrona, as well as some of the free parks that we have in town, like 7 Mile. Then leisure biking, which is short rides, as well as multi-day rides. Golfing, hiking, very much anchored around our the great walks that can be accessed from Queenstown, and then of course all nature activities that complement that. Adrenaline, which we're very well known for, and then family. And all of those are supported by media and PR activity, which is both targeting mainstream media but also specialized media, targeting each one of those segments, and then of course supported as well by retail partnerships, travel trade partnerships with the retailers and one main OTO, so that we can have packages that speak to these experiences in market and make it really easy for people to book if they want to book through the channel rather than booking direct. So Home of Adventure, again, all about the fact that Queenstown inspires people to kind of step outside their comfort zone, experience something new, and discover a new side to them. Just to kind of give some introduction as to what these segments are about, and hopefully kind of provide some ideas on how various operators can leverage these different platforms. We have a very unique mountain biking offering in Queenstown. We have 3 lift-assisted parks, which is quite a rare and pretty incredible combination. We do have trails to suit different styles, from downhill to enduro, cross-country, jump parks. And we are a very, very prestigious biking destination, which is quite important. This is a place where a lot of the pros, a lot of the sponsored athletes come to train and ride because they love it. In quite a world famous destination brand in that biking world. We have a very unique biking culture here, with all the tracks that are built by our volunteers, and of course you see as the weather starts changing, you see bikes everywhere, and we have hotels and bars and restaurants that are quite bike friendly, which is really important for that segment, but and quite a bit of infrastructure in terms of services, rental, transport, etc. So a really big opportunity, and something that we haven't really tapped into, particularly in the domestic market. So it's an exciting opportunity for us to go to market with something coordinated around mountain biking. Leisure biking kind of goes from a short ride by the lake or through Arrowtown or through the vineyards, all the way to the great rides that are accessible from Queenstown. Queenstown Trails is the most popular great ride in New Zealand. And then we have other great rides that are really easily accessible from here, and great infrastructure and services around that as well. So visitors can actually just engage in biking as something that they do alongside other activities during their holiday, or something that they come here to do for multiple days and really explore. This has to do with being able to explore the sites at a different pace. So the variety of sightseeing that we provide here, all of the stuff that we have along the trails, like cafes, heritage sites, the ability to go to the vineyards, etc., is a really important story to tell. And again, another pillar that has huge potential with the domestic market. Another one that is quite important for us is golf. Of course, there are great golf courses throughout New Zealand, but Queenstown is a golf hub. We have 7 golf courses within a short drive, which is quite a unique proposition, and of course 3 championship courses of climb design, who are also and courses that are very prestigious as well. And then all of that is underpinned by all the luxury and the amenities that Queenstown has: world-class food, great hotels, spas, our wine offering, etc. So it's a really, really good proposition. Another one that we're anchoring this campaign on is walking and hiking, which has to do with the fact that you can really step into nature very easily from Queenstown. So we offer access to 3 of New Zealand's great walks. There's lots of short walks around town, but also a really important thing for that segment is the ability to kind of engage with nature in different ways. So if we think about Glenorchy, for example, you can go hiking, but you can also go horse riding, pack rafting, biking. So there's lots and lots of opportunities to engage with nature, which is a great story that we can tell, and really good quality infrastructure. So dock office in town to provide information, but also track transport, equipment hire, fully guided trips, etc. Adrenaline, we're very, very well known for because of our pioneering history and the fact that Queenstown was home to so many firsts in that space, but also because we have so many great adrenaline activities within a short within a small kind of area. So that kind of is woven, it is part of our culture, and it's woven throughout everything that we do, but it is a pillar that we will continue pushing in spring and summer. And lastly, and definitely still quite an important one, family. So family kind of touches all of these other segments, but it just means that we have some content that is being made specifically for that audience. So we're talking about bike rides with kids, we're talking about adrenaline activities that are suitable for the young ones, etc. In terms of media structure for this campaign, we are always kind of tap into that during plan, book, funnel. So we'll go to market with that overarching brand ad with Home of Adventure, and then each one of those pillars is going to have what we call a full funnel campaign. So we're going to have a video for each one of those. Then we have articles that kind of address unique selling points for each of those, and motivations, and kind of help our target audience plan their trip and understand what their trip will be like. So, for example, a listicle about all the golf courses in Queenstown, or 5 reasons why Queenstown is a great family holiday destination, and things like that. And then lastly, we go and we retarget these audiences with offers that are suited to their interests. So depending on what kind of content they're engaging with, we can put them in a bucket and then go and deliver them family offers, or mountain bike offers, or golf offers, so that we can really drive business through our website and direct to our members. So this is a bit of an example of how we will place media. So the main creative, which is the Home of Adventure video, will go on TV prime time placements for 2 weeks, starting on the 19th of October. We've also got out of home, so big billboards in Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch, which are our biggest markets, and we will push that video on digital channels too. After that, we go live with 6 videos, one for each one of those different adventures, and that's kind of so we can explain that there are so many different activities to be experienced here, but also so we can try and start building those audience buckets and try and be really targeted with the information that we target them. That will happen on digital, but we're also going to have targeted out-of-home placement. So we'll put big billboards with biking, with golfing, adrenaline, hiking, etc. In the digital media space, that full campaign kind of looks like this. We go live with Home of Adventure. We retarget people with all 6 videos so that we can try and assess what they're interested in. Then we target them with articles about these different activities depending on what they're engaging with. We take them to a specialized landing page. So the team here has been really, really busy with reviewing all of the content for all of those 6 different segments on our website. It's been a mammoth task, and really, really proud of the hard work and how great that all is looking. So we're making the information a lot more specific to all of these segments, and making it a lot richer so people can really start understanding how to engage in these experiences here and have all the tools to be able to plan it. Then we go and retarget them with offers from our members. So please do load them on our website, ensure your product listings are looking good, and that if you have any offers or packages, deals, that those are online, because we grab them and we push them out through paid channels to get traffic back to the website. And then of course that goes, once people land on the listings, they can go and refer out to your website. So hopefully our operators are seeing quite a significant increase in terms of traffic and referrals from our site to theirs. We've had some really positive feedback about that, so we'll continue working on that. And campaign is when we're really putting a big chunk of money behind it, so that is the time to leverage that opportunity. So each one of those will have its own little full funnel campaign. We just added a bit of an example here of what that would look like for mountain bike, for example. Taking serving up specific articles about mountain biking in the landing page, then web listings that are specific to biking. And then another example here. So once we push offers, that lands our audiences in a list of all offers, and then they can refer to the listing on the website and out to the operator page. We'll send this this presentation out, which is why I included the overview of the media schedule, but quite important to note that we'll be in market for almost 10 weeks. So this is our big play for spring, summer, and then we're planning to potentially refresh this creative and go live again in January, depending on how the season's shaping up. But by having one creative and all of these assets kind of falling from it, it just means that we can refresh these assets and turn the engines back on if we need to drive demand or if there's any need on the ground. Another important layer is that we will be utilizing conversion partners, which is something that in the past we didn't used to do. But considering that there's a lot of credits sitting with the travel trade, this was really important to try and tap into that, but also understanding that not every traveler wants to go to our website or go to member websites and book items separately. Some people actually just want the convenience of a package. So that gives us another way of targeting potential travelers. So we're kind of chosen the three biggest players, and that's because of their reach and their audiences and how much credit they have sitting with them. So that's those are some of the reasons why we've chosen them, and they are going to market with a message that is aligned with our campaign, packages that are aligned with those 6 segments that we're chasing, and those are segments that they recognize as valuable segments already. So it's all very much integrated and aligned, so we can have the best chance possible of getting Kiwis on the ground here this season. So from trade perspective, we again, still developing all the assets, but I'll just do a quick rundown through what those partnerships look like. So we're partnering with Flight Centre, House of Travel, and Expedia. Flight Centre perspective, we'll have Queenstown on their point of sales screens. There will be a dedicated landing page on their website, mention of Queenstown on their newsletter, social media posts, newspaper ads, and radio ads. So all of that helping leverage all of we're creating the desire and positioning it, and those guys are going to market with sharp price points and packages to help us convert and communicating to their audiences who we know are travelers. House of Travel, similar kind of setup, house of point of sales, screens, dedicated landing page, EDM, social media schedule, and newspaper ads. Just a few examples. And then with Expedia, we're building a dedicated landing page within the site, and then we're placing a whole suite of display ads, including mega banners on homepage, targeting the domestic market and just really raising the awareness for anyone who is going on the Expedia website. All of those people will get retargeted by Expedia through digital banners and once they leave the site as well. We'll have an EDM, whole social media schedule, and just really making the most of the big audience that they already have. In terms of members' opportunity, we always say the same thing, that please review your listings and make sure they're updated and they're looking good on the website. If you have new products, load them. There is an opportunity to create packages. So if you are an accommodation provider, for example, and you're next to one of the biking tracks, why not just go and partner up with a biking provider, for example, or offer a value add that means that there's the free transport to the walking tracks or whatever it is. Maybe think about these audiences and if there's anything that you can do to target them, or if there's anything that you offer that is really relevant to them, and communicate that will help people choose you when they're interested in these different experiences. offers, keep them up to date. The trade team will give a further update on the trade partnership with exactly what those assets will look like on our partners' channels, and we will present the full campaign creative next week as well. But in the meantime, definitely try and get those listings up to date, and think about whether there is a good opportunity for you to chase any of those segments. The other important thing is that we're creating a whole lot of content, and we desperately need images. So if you have good images for any of those segments, that will be very, very welcome. So please drop us an email with a Dropbox link, or however it's easier for you to share assets with us. But we'll need that to create our articles on the website, which then we push through social media, but also to supply to media. So there's always a lot of need for imagery if you have anything that you would like to share with us. I think that's pretty much it in terms of content. I promise that the next webinar will be a little bit more exciting, with actually pretty videos and pictures, but we were just very keen to just keep members informed of how this is progressing, so that if you are thinking of any partnerships, or if you're thinking of putting together any special offers to target these segments, you have a bit of time to put that together. The campaign will be going live on the 19th of October, and will be live until the first week of December. I will open up to questions if anyone wants to ask anything. The chat is open. There we go. With target activities, best just to load them on the GQ listing or have them send to you. Absolutely best to just load them straight on the website. But if you want to have a chat to anyone on the team about thoughts or what you're planning, we're happy to help. But yes, you can just go straight on the website and load them. We've also created a new category called travel packages. So that's for anything that includes accommodation and at least one activity. And we have activity combos as well, if activity operators are getting together to create combos. The next question, will there be any mention of weddings in the spring-summer campaign? So weddings is actually part of our Always On campaign. It's not part of this bigger campaign. So the team has done an amazing job at refreshing all the landing pages already, and launching ongoing ads to promote weddings. It's a much longer kind of sale process. It may take a year. So it is something that has to be always on, so that we are capturing people who are interested in here and serving them up information, etc. So that's part of our ongoing always on digital strategy. Right, Simon, have the videos already been produced? Is there any opportunity to provide footage to be included? Yes, they have been produced. So the brand video was actually due to launch back in March when COVID hit and changed all our plans. And the supporting videos were produced from stock footage that came from that project. However, if you do have good footage, please send it to us, because we can put it together. Well, it's good for us to have that on hand. We're always looking for stock footage to create Instagram stories to, again, retarget and use as part of the campaign. Videos are really, really useful in your product listings. We know that video actually helps convert a lot more leads through your listing. So we always recommend that you add that to the website as well. But yeah, absolutely feel free to send footage, and we will use where appropriate. for any future videos we produce, could we call out for new footage? We do quite often ask for footage when we're producing brand videos and or specifically campaign videos. We end up having to shoot video to shoot for various reasons, including the script or what we might be trying to showcase, but also just ensuring that the quality and the color grading is consistent throughout. So we can't always cut campaigns from existing footage. Sometimes we do. But the beauty of what we're creating with this campaign, with Home of Adventure, is that it creates a really flexible creative platform for us to plug in and keep on refreshing creative. So we'll keep it in mind and make a call for footage when we are producing more assets to refresh the campaign. Cool. Any more questions? Cool. Thanks everybody for the time. I hope the update was useful, and we're looking forward to showcasing all the creative assets and kind of explaining a bit further how Home of Adventure will be rolled out to market. And hopefully it will be a successful campaign for all of us. Thank you.